Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Glarry music bass that I featured in the last 3 episodes. Let's jump into it. So to start this off right, or start this off, just to start this off, we're going to talk about the bass itself. As you can see here, it's got rosewood fretboard. It's got a nice headstock. Duh. It's got 4 tuning pegs like every other bass in history. It's got 2 pickups, a neck position pickup and a bridge pickup. So that's just the overview of the bass. I have no idea what wood the body is, but right here on Glarry Music's website, it says that that this is a burley wood bass, and boy do I like it. It's a nice bass. It's a really great looking bass. At first I thought it was a Les Claypool model. It's not, duh, but it's really nice. You guys probably couldn't hear that, but it's a really fun bass to play. It's got round wound strings. If you don't know what round wound strings are, um, there are 2 types of strings: round wound and flat wound. Round wound strings are round with round wire. That's hard to say. That's really hard to say. Flat wound strings are round with flat strings, flat wire strings. Duh. So yeah, it's a great sounding bass. I think everyone should play with round wounds because not only can you get the dark tone of flat wounds, but you can get the big bright tone of a round wound string. So yeah, it sounds beautiful. Let's. I'm just gonna mic the amp up and see how it sounds. So first off, we're gonna start with the neck position pickup. So next, we're gonna move on to the bridge pickup. So yeah, that's what the bass sounds like. It's a really good sounding bass. I love the sound of this bass. I love the strings too. They're nice and fat and thick. They're not like tiny little wimpy guitar strings. They're big, thick strings that'll probably destroy your hands. Like, you guys probably can't see it, but yeah, you guys can't see it. But the bottom of the fretboard, every time I slide, I get a little bit of a cut on my hand. And, that's going to happen. Expect when you play bass, your fingers are going to hurt for a bit. Because your fingers are not used to the thickness of the strings, especially if you play guitar. I'm starting to develop leather pads on the tips of my fingers, but yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty good bass. So yeah, it sounds amazing. And I'm surprised how long this thing stays in tune. I believe it's because of the fatter strings, but you know, right now I've been playing it for about an hour, and I haven't tuned it since my last video. So this is the current tuning. Whoops. Okay, it's dropped a bit. Dropped a bit. Dropped a bit. So I've barely done anything to this bass. Well, I've done a lot to it. I've played it a lot today, since my last video, and it still stays in relatively good tuning. I can play hours a day for probably 3 days and not have to tune it, and it'll stay in tune pretty well. Now, I can't really prove this because I'm lazy, but just take my word for it. I mean, this bass is a good, fun bass to play. It's a great bass, and I mean, really, for how much it costs only $120. For $120, you get a pretty amazing bass. I've seen a bunch of reviews of this thing, and people always say it sounds great, and that it's a good bass to play, and that this thing probably should cost more. I agree. This bass is really nice. It has a few scuffs from the factory where it was made, because it's a bass. It's made in China, so it's got COVID on it. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, this company is based in China. This bass here was made in China. And for being made in China, it's really well made. You guys know as well as I do that stuff made in China isn't always the most amazing, because they're producing so much of it that they just don't care about the quality. Yeah, I can't slap that. But and my hand can fit around the neck really well. See? Like my entire hand can fit around this neck easily. And I have tiny hands. I only have a 6-inch hand. That's a weird sentence to say. But my hands are tiny, and my entire hand can fit around this thing. It's not like a baseball bat, like a lot of other instruments. No, it's like holding just a drumstick. Some people might say that it feeling like a drumstick is a bad thing, but I'm so used to being a drummer. If you can't tell, there's a drum set back there. The thickness of this thing is just about 2 drumsticks. Here, let me go grab 2, and I'll test this. So yeah, and at first, at first the neck's gonna feel a bit big. Like, at the beginning of this, I could not make this stretch at all. I couldn't make that. I could barely make a stretch like this. I could barely make a stretch like this. And now look where I am. I can do that. Yeah. And this bass, you can get so many tones out of this bass that it's crazy. Um, some people think that this bass is not good. I don't know why, because this bass is really nice. This is not sponsored. This is not an ad. I'm not getting any money for this. This is my actual feelings about this bass, and it sounds good. It really sounds and feels good. At first, the E string here of this guy is gonna feel like you're holding an udon noodle string. When I first saw the E string, I was like, oof, it's an udon noodle string. But it's not. That's because I was used to playing guitar. So I thought the E on my guitar was a big string. Now this string looks kind of tiny to me, because I'm so used to looking at it and playing it that, I mean, I'm just used to it. It's like, you guys know when you go to a building and the building just seems so large, it just seems so foreign. Then you're there for like a year and you've recognized the layout of that place so well that nothing's foreign. You know everything about it. Same thing with this bass. I'm not great at slap, if you can't tell. Um, but yeah, this bass is really fun. If you guys want more in-depth reviews, not just people playing it like an idiot, then go to other people's reviews and on the Glarry music page that I have linked in the description for this bass. There are three different types of this bass. There is a blurry wood, which is what I have here. There is a sunset bass, which actually looks just like a jazz precision bass. Um, and then there's a black, which also looks pretty sick. It looks like something Fieldy would play. But yeah, and they're all the exact same price. If you're not really a color guy and you don't really care what the color of your bass is, then yeah, just buy the blurry wood because it looks cooler. It's got 53 reviews. Every single review is 5 stars. Um, and it ships within 5 to 7 business days. That's only about 1 week, and it's to you immediately. Just about a week. That's nuts. That's pretty good. But yeah. I don't know if you could hear any of that. But yeah, this space is fun. It's great. Like I said, this is not a sponsored video. I never have sponsored videos. I never get paid for my videos, especially this one. I don't care if I was getting paid for this. I would still say the exact same things. Um, and it's weird. I use this capo on it too. This capo's meant for a guitar, and yet it works perfectly. And if you guys remember, I actually used the capo on the 12th fret here. Yeah, 12th fret. Whoops, to get the octave for the string to tune it better. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.